Hey, it's Maverick Mike here, and the question is, can you prove God's existence? The answer is no, I cannot prove God's existence. Okay, there's just no way of proving something like this. Okay, but I have reason to think that God does exist. Okay, those are two separate questions. And let me just tackle the latter one here, since I already answered the first one. The latter one, well, think about this world. Okay, now we see a world here. Obviously, you're watching this online. I'm here, and there's life here. So you got to ask yourself a question. Okay, there's life here, living creatures. Where did living creatures come from? Did it come from non-life or life? Okay, so if you believe that life came from non-life, that's the naturalistic, evolutionary, macro evolution worldview. And if you think life actually came from life, that would lead to a theistic or a God type of worldview, a supernatural type of worldview. So here's the question. I'm very, let's just say that I just can't imagine how life can come from non-life. I don't know how you spin it, but it just doesn't make any sense to me how life can come from non-life. Okay, so this theory here is pretty much saying, okay, we have a rock, a really, really big rock, non-life, nothing living, and then it exploded, and then billions of years later, or trillions of years later, whatever, we have people on one of these small pieces of rock playing basketball and eating Chinese food at a restaurant. Huh? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That doesn't... you know how much faith that takes to believe that? And if you have that much faith, that's great. I just don't have enough faith to believe that. Maybe you can call me a little bit of a chicken. I'm a little faithless here. I'm just going to believe the easier belief, okay? This is just a lot easier for me to believe that life came from life, okay? I don't need to explain that. Life came from life. Now, both views have some problems, because there is an aspect of things where it's just inexplicable, okay? Like, if in this view, let's say in the beginning there was a rock, right? Well, the question is, where did the rock come from, right? Well, nobody really knows. Nobody has an answer to that. In this view, you have, well, everything came from God. Where did God come from? And the answer over here is, well, God came from nothing. Meaning, God did not come from anything, right? God was always eternally existent, which is very mind-boggling too. So either way, either view is very difficult to believe in, but I'm going to lean towards this view because I just think it makes a lot more sense for life to come from life. Now, there is a third option here. The third option is that we are in a big dream right now. Yeah. Like, this is not really true. Like, this is fake, okay? Now, this worldview is very problematic, because if it is true that everything we see and feel around us is but a dream, that would mean that it wouldn't matter if I shot somebody or I helped a person out. It really wouldn't matter, because it's just a dream. It's not real, you know? And the problem with this view is that, pragmatically speaking, it's just unlivable. Yeah, there is no moral compass, and therefore it's going to lead to complete chaos, right? So I think that it makes the most sense, and if you don't have a whole lot of faith, you might as well just go with this view that life came from life, and we could call this God. You call it whatever you want, but we'll just call it God. Well, I'll just call it God, right? Now, this doesn't prove that this is the God of the Bible necessarily, okay? but it just suggests that there is a higher being, an intelligent being, God. Okay, so I submit to you that this makes the most sense, and I'm going with this view. I hope you go with this view too, because I think it's in your best interest. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in another video. Thanks.